Okay, so guys, the first thing I want to talk about,
Is that better? Okay.
I guess let's do this before I get into the topics that I want to talk about. What are some of the topics you guys want to talk about in general, so that I kind of know how to roll with my training?
I want to know how all this new stuff that we have been brought to, you know,
Like
from,
launch 20,
from
all
the,
that kind of stuff?
Yeah, from the company, all the new stuff, how we incorporate that into our businesses as simple as possible.
What stuff are you talking about?
The launch 20, the compensation plan, just everything, how we can just implement it all.
Okay.
And to make it to make sense in our presentations.
Okay, simplify it, right? Keep it simplified so it's not too
Yeah,
complex.
I would
Okay.
love to see a presentation with that implemented.
Okay. Okay, we'll talk about that.
And then dig a little bit deeper in a certain section in that where, you know, that funnel you talked about where we do the 10-minute thing and then move them to the next. Really dial in on that part of the process. For
Help
me.
everybody understand the Launch 20 program, how that actually works.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I know you're going to hit the overalls of it, but that part right there.
Break it down.
10-minute, then the follow-up, and then the meeting.
Okay. I'll explain the purpose behind all that.
Yes.
What I'm needing to do is figure out how to talk to all 20 of these people
That,
and follow
okay.
up with them in a timely manner.
okay.
Because
So on
there's
the Launch
that
20.
window of opportunity that if you miss it, you're kind of SOL.
Okay. Sounds like there's a lot of questions on the Launch 20,
But
right?
It's interesting. And then the
I
app.
love it. I love it. But I
And
need
the apps, how those all play into everything.
How to keep everything simple and make the business work right, right? Smoothly.
Yeah.
Smoothly,
Could you just be a
efficiently.
magician and give me like 3 extra hours in the day?
I'm working on inventing a UPS or a UBS. What are those called? The
USB.
USB. Okay? Abbreviation. Okay. USB that we can actually implant into the brain, so I can just take mine and. Right.
Yeah.
An SPU?
Yes.
Like a
When that time comes, I'll just quit LifeVantage because I'll be a billionaire.
Right. The good news is I'll just print it in my brain. You don't need to connect to me, brother. We're Bluetooth right now. Direct.
Anyways,
Okay, so let's talk about the Launch 20 program. There's a lot of things. I think we rolled it out, and there's going to be a lot of continued education on this thing. So let's talk about the Launch 20 program, the purpose behind it, how it actually works. Okay, so let's walk through the actual process.
Okay.
So the first thing we do when we get somebody started. Does anybody have that paper, by the
I
way?
do, actually.
no.
Perfect. Perfect.
You can
Okay,
do
so everything we have is completely scripted out. Okay, completely scripted. So first thing we'll talk about is the steps on how to get somebody started, that kind of stuff. So in the Launch 20 program, the first thing you do when you get somebody enrolled is you get them started in the business. Okay, so when you get them started, what is the first thing you do? You ask for their why. Okay, I'm not going to go great detail because I don't want to take all of our time doing that. But so I'll just read it.
Why?
What do you want out of LifeVantage, right? Set your goals. Set up back office, replicated website so they understand that they have that. Add team to Facebook page. Okay. Now, if you guys have not, a lot of you have actually done videos, or some of you have done videos on the team page, road team page, not the challenge page, but the team page. There's a lot of value to that. I want prospects and people on that so they can see those experiences. There's a lot of value to that.
So to add someone, we just go to add name. Nobody
Add
has
member,
because it's
type in
not
their
a
name.
closed group anymore.
I believe we closed it again, but you can add them.
It says pending.
Okay, so we just add name.
Yeah, the reason why we did that is because we had a lot of outside people coming in, and it was just getting.
I was waiting for
You
people
want
to do
copies
it.
of these?
Actually, if you want to make copies for everybody, that's cool.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's
It's your
a really
paper,
good
your
tool
ink.
as well.
I'm not paying for it. So yeah.
I think
So
that's a great tool.
add a
especially
member.
Now that they're on, because I kept waiting for people to do it, and I'm like, no one's doing it.
so here's the deal. Let's talk about that really fast. For those of you who did not do your videos, okay. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about with videos, personal testimonies of the products, okay. Under 2 minutes. Stacy's not here, so she did not hear that for some reason when she
She
did
did
her
hear
5.5 minutes.
You did hear it.
Marilyn
So-
did it like 4.5 too.
Well, in her
Anyways.
thing, she says that's gonna be hard for me to keep the 2 minutes.
Okay, so what it is, they're short little video clips of people's experiences with the products. So you can actually send a prospect on there, and what we're going to do is we're going to archive it into the albums. So when you go into the albums, you can click on product stories, And you'll have, I want 20, 30, 40, 50 videos of different people's stories on there, of what they've experienced. And they've been great stories so far. The people who are sharing, great stories from all sorts of different backgrounds and experiences. So
I'm gonna get Abdel's mom to do that.
perfect. If you have customers, have them share their story. Put them on the Facebook page. We want that team page to be loaded with people and loaded with experiences. And the reason why is because we want people who are looking at the company to say, you know what? In fact, that might be valuable for you. You're looking at the company. You know, it might be valuable to hop onto a page and say, look at all these stories that are coming through about the product. It's working, right? I eventually want business stories. What it's doing for people's lives and that kind of stuff. We'll get to that. But I want those kind of things happening. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I did get that. I just we had a very sick Thanksgiving week.
It's okay. A lot of people have.
Not getting in front of a video.
Yeah.
So
I wasn't-
utilize those videos, that kind of stuff. That was kind of my goal behind that thing, is get those stories on there. So utilize that.
Like it.
So that's why we're going to get people on that team page. So going through this, enroll them to the Life Edge Academy. We obviously know how important those are. Then we're going to basically set up 3 meetings. Okay? First meeting is going to be your jumper meeting. Jumper meeting will consist of your top 5 to 10 contacts that are closest to you. So if we were getting, I'm going to use this as an example because of what you told me. Okay? So Paul, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Paul is actually looking into being in the company. He actually told me it's a probable yes. So just so everybody knows, I'm not just picking on him.
Do it.
Get on his game.
Now we're all gonna huddle around him.
Yeah, don't let him leave.
This is actually what we do. We do meetings like this where we get all distributors and one prospect and we just pounce. Right?
Let's see it.
Any peer pressure? Peer pressure, right? Okay, so jumpers meeting. We're gonna set up a jumper meeting with Paul. The jumper meeting is gonna be your 5 closest people. So automatically you can start thinking closest people who we call them jumpers because they're actually people who are closest to you that will jump off a cliff for you, right? Mm-hmm. They'll do anything for you just because you ask. Mm-hmm. Okay, those are jumpers. They're far and few in between. Okay, they're not going to be a ton of people. We expect that. So our goal is to set up a meeting at your house with those 5 people. Okay, does that make sense? That's a jumpers meeting. We'll do a meeting with that. The next one is what's called a launch call. Okay, this launch call is going to be a 10-minute call. The goal behind this call. So, okay, I'll get into that. So we'll set up a launch call. It's a 10-minute call.
Oh, there's 2 of them?
Yep.
I got extra.
Here, give me one of those and I'll give Laurie's back. She's got notes. Already got that one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you guys with me so far before Stacy interrupted me?
Yes.
So, launch call. Launch call. The launch call is going to be a 10-minute call with your next top 20 contacts. So the goal is to get a contact list of 25 people. Okay, you're actually going to have more than this. We're going to have a big database. But your goal is to have 25 contacts, 5 jumpers at the jumpers meeting, and then your goal is to call enough people to get 20 people committed to a launch call. Okay? This launch call is going to be a 10-minute call. And the focus behind the call. Now let's talk about this because this is where I think there's a lot of misunderstanding. This launch call is to not present LifeVantage information. What I mean by that is not to present the opportunity. Okay? It's to lead people to want to learn more. It's to create curiosity. Okay? How did I get?
Sorry.
There we go. So there's just a lot of pages. So to create curiosity, that's all the 10-minute call is. So Paul, when we work with your people, our goal is to get 20 people on that call. On that call, we're going to spend 10 minutes. Now, it's all scripted out on that second page. The entire call is scripted out. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through that call. You're going to welcome everybody. You're going to kind of share your story. You got 2 minutes to do that. You're going to introduce me, and then I will take the call over. And for the next 8 minutes, I'm going to then go through some basic bullet points of LifeVantage to create curiosity. The easiest way to explain it, this is like an invite on steroids. That's all it is. It's an invite. So this is not expectations of, okay, are you ready to do this thing yet? That's not what the 10-minute call is. The 10-minute call is to create curiosity. Give them some information to say, I want to learn more, or no, not interested. It's a sifting process. Out of the 20 people, we know not all of them are going to be interested to learn more. Some of them are going to say, not interested. Some of them are going to say that. That's just the way it is, right? Some of them are going to say, I want to learn more. That's what the launch call is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be very simple, bullet points. Okay? Then after the launch call, we are going to set up a follow-up meeting and let them know that we're going to have, I'll get into the group meetings, we're going to get into that later. Okay? We'll have group meetings lined up. So now let's talk about the next step. Now the rest of this page is basically talking about categorizing your database. Okay? 20 here, 20 there. Just categorizing your database so you can kind of see who it is. So, the goal behind the launch call is to lead them to the next step, which is then, now let's talk about the app. Okay? The value to the app, we have what's called LifeVantage Move, LV Move. It's an app that actually, when you plug them in, the app goes to work. Part of our conversation in this launch call is talking about the ability to build business with an app. Okay? Technology. So what everybody's interested in today is advancing technology. So that's part of our conversation during this 10-minute launch call. The ability to build a business from your smartphone. Does that sound enticing?
Yes.
It does, for everybody, right? So if I say, hey, Paul, let's say you're a person on the call, and we just say, we got this amazing technology that you can actually build a business from your smartphone with this NASDAQ publicly traded company, and so on, name a couple bullet points, and Paul says, you know what, this is pretty interesting. We then immediately take Paul and plug him into the app. All you have to do with the app is literally just plug information, plug his information, it's his name, phone number, and email, that's it. And the app then goes to work. What the app does is it will send out a text message thanking them for talking. It's automatic. And I would tell Paul, I'm going to plug you into this app and watch what happens. The next messages you get from me are not going to be me sending them, it's going to be my app sending them. I will tell them that. And the reason why is because now they're going to look at it and be like, this is pretty cool. These messages coming through are just automatic. Okay? In fact, the phrase that they use is called artificial intelligence. Okay? Artificial intelligence, where your smartphone is actually working. You probably hear that all the time, right? Because what you do.
Yeah.
So artificial intelligence, your app, your smartphone is actually working for you. It's sending messages for you. And on that app, you can actually see when it's going to send, all that kind of stuff. Okay? So that's the cool thing about this. Now, would that be enticing? Like, man, that's doing it for him. I'm at work and my phone is sending messages out for me while I'm at work. It's like a secretary.
It's
Which is
beautiful.
nice.
Okay, so that's the LV Move. And we plug them into that. It will send them a couple days of text messages. During those couple days, we do our work and follow up with them. I would follow up with Paul. Paul, did you get my messages from my app? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Did you watch that video? Yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay? I want to sit down with you and show you more. Are you open tomorrow or the next day? We work 24 to 48 hours. Okay? So that's what we're doing with all those people. That's the answer to that question. We're going to go through those people. Now, not all 20 are going to be interested, but out of the 20, let's say 50% of them are interested. We take the 10, and we then lead them to the next meeting. One-on-one, Zoom meeting, group
Future
meeting, doesn't matter.
Reference, don't do it the week before Thanksgiving. Just don't do it. Not a good idea.
Everybody's busy, right? So, that's what you do. That's the next step.
Not effective. No.
So the next step is just to lead them to the next meeting. Okay? Does that make sense? And from there, here's the cool part. What do we know the percentages are? How many people sign up after the 5th touch?
80.
80% of people sign up after the 5th touch of seeing information. The first touch was the call. Second touch was the app. Third touch was follow-up call. They're going to get another app or another text message from the app because they're going to get 2 videos. One the first day, one the second day. Okay? And then the 5th touch is meeting. So by the time you actually do a one-on-one with somebody and actually do a full presentation, they've already had 4 touches. Does that make sense? And it's all done within 2 days.
So do you talk to these people on the launch 20 about putting them into the LV Move? Do you find out who's interested during that launch 20 meeting, or do you?
My personal opinion is because it's not anything they have to do or download, it's just a text message, they can opt out. So, if they get on the call, like I told Kaya, I usually say, would you mind checking out the app for me and giving me some feedback? Now they're going to do you a favor, right? These are people that know you.
Yeah.
Will you do me a favor? Just going to be text messages. You're not going to get any spam or anything like that. Just, will you check out these messages and give me some feedback? That automatically gives you the opportunity to jump in And after the first message is already sent out, you can follow up. Did you get the message? Yes. Did you watch the video? Yes. What'd you think? What'd you like about it? Right?
I didn't even ask. I just said, "What's your email?"
And that's what I'm saying is that actually, that's what I would do. I'd actually plug them into the app and let it go. If they don't want it, they'll text you and say, "Hey, don't worry about sending me the messages." Most people won't care. The nice thing about the prospect one is really, I think it's only going to send them about 4 messages. 2 the first day and 2 the second day.
And how do they opt out?
They just tell you. They will stop sending messages after the second day.
Yeah, there's really not very.
So if they really don't want it, they don't want it that bad, they'll tell you.
And does it
And
not
it's
send
gonna-
any out after the second day anyway?
It's going to be done after.
It's done after the second day on prospects.
Unless you
For a
move
prospect
to
track.
a different track, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So after the second day, they're done. They get 4 messages.
Do you know how long the customer one goes?
I don't.
Customer one goes about 2 months.
Oh, really?
I have to call in.
Yeah.
Because it's,
Oh, wow.
And it's
it's
it can be very, very irritating for somebody that doesn't want to be reminded to take their Protandim every single day. Just a reminder, take your Protandim. Hey, just wanted to remind you, take your Protandim.
They get it for like
Yeah.
14
Every
days
day.
free or something like that.
But
Some
I
people
had
it actually
ones
is
that
needed.
They liked it.
Yeah.
And
Maybe I should do that for my
But yeah,
kids.
like
I'll stick them on.
You're all going in the app.
you're all going in there.
So the value to this program.
yeah, it's like
Here's the other thing too that I like about this program. When somebody enrolls on a package, what do they automatically get? Any package, they get 2 months of free LV Move app.
let me in.
So it doesn't matter what package you enroll on,
2 months?
you get 2 free months of LV Move app. So
Yeah, so
utilize
we
it, we
roll
leverage it, all that kind of stuff, and we get to work with it. So
super nice.
it's a
Then you,
tool.
like, get to, like,
We use
figure
it.
out how to use it.
So that's the Launch 20 program. The reason why it's called Launch 20 is because it's actually Launch 25 because we're going to do a jumper meeting, but Launch 20, okay? So we're actually launching people's business. Here's the thing. Yes, Stacy.
Hey, is it costing for the other apps still too then?
One, I think the LV Pro, the one that has, you only have to pay for it if you want the audio series.
The LV Pro is $7.
If you want the audio series.
$7.
Audio series, if you're getting audio series like the CDs, is $12 a month. So if you want it cheaper,
Which I have not received a single one of those yet.
they come.
They're
There is a
really
lag
slow.
time.
They're really, really
I mean,
slow.
I've gotten emails that said they've shipped on every single one of them, and
And they haven't?
I've
Sometimes
not
they
seen
get
a
lost.
single
It
one
took
yet.
like
Chelsea hasn't
so
gotten
my
any either.
my dad.
Yeah.
It took probably
I gotta-
like 2 or
we
3
gotta
months.
follow
I
up on
finally
that.
started getting
Because
That
I'm
long?
2
It'll-
months. I'm at 2
Yeah.
months.
Because I called them and I was like, so these haven't shown up yet,
extra
and they're
long.
like, they're coming. I was like,
Well, I
okay,
don't know,
they're
but
gonna
I
show up
understand they're
later.
out of the country. That they're coming from out of the country.
Maybe,
Because I called
That would
customer
explain
service
it.
to ask them about it.
maybe. Cheap labor. Serious.
Well,
Cheap
just-
labor outside the country.
I've got stuff that's coming in from China and it ships and then I don't see it for 2 months. And it'll sit in a Chinese warehouse for about 6 weeks before it finally ships.
Makes sense.
And then it
That's probably what
spends
it
a
is.
week in customs and
Yeah. They just need to move strictly to the app. That's my opinion. But, so launch 20. Any other questions? Does that all make sense?
yeah.
The goal behind Launch 20 is to go through the information faster with more people. Because here's the deal. Life is busy, and we want to get in front of... What's the goal of network marketing?
In front of us.
Exposures. Get the information out faster. If we can get Paul fast success, let's say out of this Launch 20 program, so we got 25 people, right? Let's break this down. I actually broke it down on my phone. I want you guys to see it.
And will you also go over the jumper 5 meeting?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can find this fast enough. Okay, so let's talk about this. So if we have the jumpers, let's quickly talk about that. The 5 people at the jumpers meeting. Jumpers meeting is going to be your 5 closest people that you know, and it's going to be a different dialogue. And the reason why is because it's a dialogue of this is what Jem's doing, and this is the reason why Jem's doing it, and he invited you because you're the closest people, and he's inviting you to be a part of it with him.
Okay.
And so it's a little bit more of a direct conversation. And the reason why is because of the closest people to you. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So rather than just kind of a open forum, we're not aggressive, but we're more direct.
Okay.
Does that make sense? And you can be more direct with those people.
Okay.
right?
So it's very similar to the
It's an opportunity meeting,
launch 20, but
but it's face to face. This is actually in your home
okay.
with the 5 people.
And is it an opportunity meeting
Yes.
as well? Okay.
It'll be a full opportunity meeting with 5 people, but it's in person, and we can be a little more direct because they're your people,
Got it.
your closest people. Okay, so you have 5 from the jumpers meeting, and you have 20 from the launch program, right? So you have a total of 25 people. Now these are your closest people. Okay. Now for somebody that's brand new, somebody who's been in longer, this is different, but somebody's brand new, these 25 people are the closest people to you. Okay? So out of that, are we going to get higher results?
Yeah.
We are going to get higher results. Now, out of that, let me break down the numbers that my personal opinion, you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, but I'll ask you guys for validation as you guys kind of look into your own business. Out of the 5 people, do you think you're going to find 1 or 2 distributors?
Yes.
Yeah.
Most of the time, yes. Because
I'd say
they're,
2 or 3.
okay, possibly 2 or 3. So let's say
Mine are like 5 out of 5.
let's say 2 out of
Don't
that
brag,
one.
Landon, okay?
Out of the
Sorry.
20 who are closest to you. Now again, these are closest to you. Out of the 20, do you think we can maybe find another 3? So between the 2 meetings, do you think we can find a total of 5?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys feel okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so 5 distributors. Now out of that, make sure I did all the math on this. I'm not math whiz, so I'm gonna make sure you guys, I'm right.
I could probably even find more than that.
Possibly find more, but we're working. I want to work
Yeah.
low end.
Yeah, let's.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm working low end. Okay, under promise and over deliver. Right. 5 PCs. Okay. Do you guys feel confident that you can find 5 distributors and 5 PCs out of that program?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. I feel confident with that too.
Personal customers.
Now here's the cool part. I'm going to show you guys duplication here. Now this is the reason why the vision, if this is duplicated correctly, imagine how fast this can grow. Out of that, now based off of distributors alone, if you have 5 distributors, even on a silver pack, which is the $300 with $250 in volume, you're going to get over 1,000 in volume, right? Let's go bare minimum. I'm working even lower numbers. Let's say you create $1,000 in volume, okay, during this process. So we do a launch 20 program with Paul. Out of that, we create him to Pro 1 1,000 in volume, right? That's bare minimum. I mean, just off the distributors alone, you're over that.
Right.
Okay. Now, automatically, because you created 1,000 in volume, what's your commission? For sure, it's $400
Yeah.
because you get 40%. Okay. You guys with me so far?
Yeah.
Now,
From the product.
Right. right. So from all product
So
purchase, from distributors and customers, everything they purchase, bare minimum $1,000, you make $400 check. Is that cool? $400 check, just like that. Okay. Now here's the other cool part. Paul has also covered his auto shipment, so his PV is covered now. Guaranteed next month he's got a $200 auto shipment because he's running minimum 40 because that's what he's responsible for, and his 160 is covered because of his preferred customers we've got in that launch program. So we've now covered the PV program. Okay, what he needs to cover there. Now, let's duplicate this again. Okay, let's take his 5 distributors and do what with them?
Jumper
Do it again.
and
Launch 20.
Launch 20. So we duplicate the numbers. Now, if those 5 people find 5, we now have 25 distributors and 25 customers. Does that make sense? Which will yield you, in volume, if we work off of the same exact volume, it's $1,000 each. Oh, wait, I skipped. If each of those, wait, I'm lost on my numbers here.
If you keep 5, it's 20.
10 and
Yeah, you're right.
15.
Yeah, so 25 new
Yeah, you're right.
And 25 PC.
and 25 PC. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
right. It'd be 5,000 in volume.
Right.
Minimum. 'Cause you times it by
Yep.
5.
Yeah, so 5,000 in volume.
I'm your numbers guy, brother. I
There
got
we
you.
go. It's actually, if this is all done in the same month, it's the 1,000 plus the 5, so he's actually at 6,000 in volume. Does that make sense? Okay. So now, because we duplicated that just one time, he's now created 6,000 in volume, and he's now got 25 plus the 5. He's got 30 distributors in the business and 30 customers,
And a Pro 3.
and he's Pro 3. Okay. Now let's duplicate that one more time.
How much money to get from that?
Well, they're gonna get money.
But you get
Right.
the $25 now
Not
per
money on
distributor, right?
When you hit Pro 3, you'll get the roll-ups, right? So now let's duplicate that one more time. So we go now 100 distributors because the 25 get 5, 100 PCs.
It'll be 125, Doug.
Well, you'll have the 100 plus the 25.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's 100 new. These are all new.
I got you.
So if you do that, now you have 25,000 in volume plus the 6,000 in volume. You're now sitting at 31,000 in volume by the time you're done, if that's all done in a month.
It's still
Right.
125, not 100. Because each one of those 25 get 5. 25 distributors.
Okay, so my numbers are wrong
Times
already.
125.
Yeah,
So my numbers are wrong. So this is actually more.
Higher.
higher.
It's higher.
Right, it's more. I'm gonna promise over deliver, right? I screw up my numbers, it's worse.
Hey, we'll just say 35K in volume.
You're
Just round
talking
it up.
bare minimum.
Okay, so here's the cool part. At the end of all this, you're sitting at 155 new distributors, right?
It's a lot.
155 new distributors. Now here's the key behind this. Not only do you have 155 new distributors, you have all of their PVs covered. They're all running a $200 shipment. So what is that? $35,000 a month running next month, and the month after, and the month after. Okay?
So basically, you'll be a Pro 7 in a 6 month or less time.
Yeah, you keep duplicating. In fact, the next month you'll hit that. You duplicate that one more time, I'm sure you'll hit Pro 7. Okay? Does this not make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Less 6 months.
Okay? So what we're looking at here, if you duplicate this properly, everything that comes through, and I'm talking bare minimum, there are going to be people doing platinum packs. Okay? There will be people that do the $1,200 package, which is going to skew our numbers to be better.
It'll put you like at a Pro 9 in 6 months.
Right. But here's the cool part. But even with that, even if they do all platinum packs, let's say all 5 of these people do platinum packs.
Oh.
Okay? That's 5,000 in volume. The big concern in the past was, if you buy a platinum pack, what's the reason for buying product next month? Because you got so much product. The cool thing is, we did the program, you got your 5 PCs too, so your $200 is covered anyways. Cover your 40, have your PV covered next month. So it's all covered. Doesn't matter what package they come in on. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the goal behind this is to create massive action and massive exposures. Because life is busy, we get that. So if we can take this Launch 20 program and plug it into Paul's life, who's busy, okay? I'm just saying that because I don't know, but you're busy,
Yes.
okay? He's busy. So if we were to tell him, hey, Paul, let's go do 25 one-on-ones right now, what's the answer to that?
Heck no.
That's tough. It's going to take time to do 25 one-on-ones.
It's like an hour per person.
It will take time. And out of those 25, let's say half of those aren't even interested, so it's 10 hours, 10 presentations of time with no results. Or you can do a Launch 20 program where 10 of them just say, no, but it was a 10-minute call.
It just funnels you through them.
Yeah.
You sift. You sift faster.
Which is smart.
Sifting process.
Okay? That's why the Launch 20 program is done. If it's done correctly, we can see massive results. Or you can go back to the onesies and twos and you just do a meeting here and do a meeting there. And then by the time you get somebody in, maybe somebody's stopping the product. And so you're replacing what you're losing. And you're just spinning your wheels over and over and over. We got to create excitement, movement, energy. And that's what people attract to. Okay? That's why this program works. And if here's the deal. If I can create, let's just say if I create just this for Paul, what does it do for Paul? Well, let's say we do the Launch 20 program, and he gets 5 distributors and 5 customers. What does that do for his belief?
He just jumps to the roof.
Right? He's all in.
He's got a check.
He's ready. Okay? Because you got a check, and he's got a team.
Yeah.
Right? Quick results.
His business's foundation is built.
And then what happens if we do it again? What happens to Paul? Even higher.
He's doing an elf kick.
Now he's...
Have you guys seen that new CIA, the Central Intelligence with The Rock in it, and Kevin Hart?
Not
When he
yet.
tries to do that backflip, that'll be him.
So the goal behind this is to elevate belief, create fast results, and success. Okay?
Oh.
It's a good thing you sat on the front row.
He makes fun of me all the time.
It's easy to make fun.
Yeah, you make it easy, girl.
So does the Launch 20 program make sense?
Yeah.
There's a lot of psychology behind this. This wasn't built. We actually stole this from Brandon Cunningham, Pro 10. Okay? He calls it the Launch 60. We call it the Launch 20. So we stole it, and the reason why, and Brandon actually talks about it, he talks about there's a lot of psychology in this. The reason why is because we want to make sure that we talked about it. Simplify it. Why are we make things so complicated? So we simplify this process by just plugging people into a process that works and it's simple. And it takes Paul, how much work does Paul literally do at the beginning? We sit down, set up his database, and then we go through and make calls. We get these two meetings set up. After the calls are done, we plug them into the app. So that, I mean, again, still doesn't take tons of time. And then after they're plugged into the app goes to work and starts following up for him. And then out of the people who are interested, he's calling, they're now responding. He's got 10 people who are now interested to want to learn more. And now we are taking his time and making it more productive because the people we're meeting with are interested. Rather than you sit down with them and say, they're like, I hate network marketing. I don't want to ever touch it with a 10-foot pole and you're in my house now. Right? Now you're going to spend the next hour explaining it to them and they just weren't interested. We're okay with that. We are okay with people who are not interested. It's not their time.
Just tell us and don't waste our time or theirs.
In fact, those are our favorite people. Our favorite people who just say, no, I'm not interested right from the front. We're like, thank you for not taking all my time to share this with you because you don't want to know it anyways. We're good with that. That's that whole thing of don't emotionally attach yourself because this isn't for everybody.
Like my doctor.
Like your doctor, right? That's just the whole thing. What we're doing, what's the phrase I use? We look for those who are looking. Okay? That's all we're doing. Identify the ones that want to do something with it. That's what this program creates at a faster pace. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Launch 20 program. Does this shed a little bit more light of how this thing works and why we're doing it?
I like it.
Okay.
Well done. Thank you.
Did I answer those questions of what you guys wanted help with? How to implement how to implement this stuff, simplify it.
So the getting started, like, yeah, right.
Getting started.
That's getting started.
Launch 20 is getting started. I don't want to overcomplicate it. Okay?
Now, would you do all that the same day they sign up?
Yes.
Yes.
When they sign up, get them going on Launch 20.
Okay. Like to actually sit down with them that
Database.
night and
Sign them up, sit down and say, okay, let's set up your database. Let's get going. Now, if it's 10 o'clock at night, obviously you can't do your calls.
right.
But line up a time that you can actually sit down with them, help with their calls, invite. What's the invite? Make it simple. Has nothing to do with the business and the fact of LifeVantage. I just started a business and I'm launching on ribbon cutting tomorrow, 7 o'clock. It's a call, 10 minutes. Do me the favor, hopping on. Fill a seat. Okay? That's simple.
And script.
It's your business. If you opened a restaurant, are you going to ask your friends to come hang out
Yeah.
on the ribbon cutting?
Yeah.
It's you're the CEO of your business. You're launching your business. Okay? So ribbon cutting. Tonight, 7 o'clock. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. 10-minute call. That's it. 10-minute call. Hop on. Do me the favor.
I
Right?
was really impressed that Kaya, she called 14 people and she had 12 on.
See that?
I
Results.
thought it was amazing. I was like,
Yeah.
go Kaya, go Kaya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So great.
Yeah, I was going to ask you how the follow up on that has gone, but apparently since Thanksgiving
Thanksgiving was
in the way.
We don't.
was awesome. It was the day after that was
Me and you.
Oh, 'cause you were
bloody
sick.
mess.
Really?
Coffee.
Oh, it
I'm
was,
so
I was
sorry.
sick,
Tell me the
stomach
day.
flu. It was bad.
I had the same.
Oh.
So,
Just miserable.
so you'll let us know. You can keep us updated.
So you had 1,200.
You guys have heard me talk about this. Phase 1 through 3.
Right here.
Have you guys heard me talk about phase 1 through 3 yet?
Yeah.
Okay, some of you?
No.
Let's talk about this. I'm going to break down the 3 phases.
Oh, it's coming, brother.
I have
I'm
never
catching
heard
you.
this. What is this?
Yeah.
I'm back in
We'll
action.
see. I'm
Hey, I
Phases
already
of leadership.
You know
this
what?
for 2
I'm
minutes.
not even listening.
It's
Whatever.
on right now, girl.
Whatever.
It's on.
I have to see it to believe it, brother.
Are you challenging her again?
Yes.
After the last time you challenged her and then you
I know,
disappeared?
Right? You totally disappeared on
I'm gonna
me.
give you snacks.
I know, right? My bad.
Okay, you know, I'll believe it when I see it.
It's coming.
Okay.
Call me Hurricane Katrina.
Bring it.
Hopefully not Hurricane
What is-
Matthew.
Was it?
Matthew was horrible, right?
What was it?
Big
They were saying,
letdown.
Bring it. Bring it.
Anyways, okay, so let's talk about this.
Got you, girl.
So phase 1 through 3, this is leadership. Okay? So this is you guys are gonna hear me talk about this a lot more moving forward because this is how I want to help people progress. Okay? This is gonna be a lot of expectations, this is gonna be a lot of stuff. So I'm gonna let you guys know how I'm gonna build my business. This is your guys' business so you can follow if you want. This is how I'm going to do it. So you guys know where I'm at, my expectations of everything else. Okay? Phase 1 through 3. Phase 1 is recruit. Okay? Learn how to recruit. That's phase 1. Okay? So I'm going to use Paul as another example here. Okay?
You're the spotlight.
Great.
Brother.
Okay. So if Paul joins the business, or when Paul joins the business, I'm going to take Paul and I'm going to go heavy into teaching him how to recruit. Okay? Here's the biggest problem in this business right now. The biggest problem is we leave phase 1 too quickly. Okay? Phase 2 is teaching how to recruit. Okay? What happens is we call it management mode, where we are actually, we enroll 2 or 3 people and we're like, man, my team's growing, and automatically go into, I'm now going to be the guy. I'm going to be the teacher. I'm going to be the guy that's going to teach them how to recruit.
Yeah, no, don't
I'm
do
gonna be
that.
the Shaun.
Right. Even though, so how many in here, well, let's just ask
That's
this.
what we want them to do.
So here's the deal. Let me ask you this. How many of you feel 100% confident after enrolling, let's call it 2 to 3 distributors, feel confident to teach somebody how to recruit?
I do.
After doing this process, the problem is we're not skilled enough. Okay? How do you get skilled at something? Repetition, doing it over and over and over. Okay? By the time, so here's the number. This is my number. By the time you get to 10 recruitments, we're not even going to talk about phase 2 yet. Okay? So if I'm working with Paul, I'm not even going to bring up phase 2. He's going to want to go to phase 2, and I'm going to pull the reins on him. Okay? Paul, focus on recruiting. Perfect your skill. Learn how to improve that skill. After 10 recruitments, he's gone through enough people. We've done enough presentations. He's done enough presentations that now he can learn how to teach. Okay? Let me show you my expectations. So, taking Paul's got 90 days with me. Okay? This is expectations. He's got 90 days with me to mentor him on how to recruit, and then I'm going to lead him into teaching. Okay? Phase 3, we don't even talk. It's teach the teachers how to recruit. Okay? That's not even in our dialogue. So it's phase 1 and phase 2. I'm going to be pulling the reins on Paul because he wants to progress his business, but I want Paul to not leave recruiting. Now, here's the deal. When you leave one phase to go to phase 2, do you stop doing phase 1?
No.
No, you never leave a phase once you leave it. Okay? Once you go to the next step, you're always doing that. You never stop. There's one regret that every elite distributor has is that you go to phase 2 and you stop doing phase 1.
Management mode.
Okay? Never stop recruiting. But I want to help teach that skill so you feel confident. Okay? How many people go here not feeling confident enough so they stop because it's still uncomfortable, it's still hard, and so they say it's just easier to teach somebody how to get uncomfortable. Right? It is easier to teach somebody how to get uncomfortable. And I'm going to be the first one to raise my hand. I hate recruiting. Hate it. But it's a necessary thing. Okay?
I love it for some reason.
Okay? Mine is weird.
Wendy's
So-
really good.
Really weird.
Man, I'm the
You're in that
oddball here.
phase, and
This
you're
is
still,
really good.
you're in the recruitment phase, phase 1.
Just like telling people.
Myself?
What you
He'll
just
just go to the gym.
That's the support team. That's a support team. So we will help support that team. But so here's this whole thing. 90 days, okay? So here's
What's
so
your name?
I just need to talk to
Hey,
him.
Brody.
so here's how we're going to break this down.
Break it down.
In the first 60 days, I want that done. We're getting to work. If you're going to here's the deal. If you're in phase 2, is your time valuable?
Yes.
Your time's always valuable, okay?
Yes.
Respect that. Respect that of yourselves. My time is valuable. So if Paul has 90 days with me, my time's valuable. And Paul will understand that, right? So we got 90 days to get 10 recruitments. We're going to work hard to get that done in 60, okay? In 60 days, I want Paul to get 10. Now, is that feasible?
Yeah.
Yes, especially when you launch it
Yeah.
with the launch 20, right? So that's the 60 days. The next 30 days, I'm going to really mentor Paul on this, on phase 2. Okay? Does that make sense?
I'm surprised you're not at 07 yet.
Oh, sorry. We were talking.
We're being recorded. aren't we?
Shaun's like, excuse me, my time's out.
So here's the deal. Okay, so 60
Not
days.
as loud as the baby.
Now that he's gone, we can say that. Okay, so 60 days. Okay, 60 days. My goal is to help Paul get 10. The next 30 days is to help teach Paul and mentor Paul on how to be the teacher, because there is understanding and skill behind that. After the 90 days is over, I don't leave Paul in the dust and say, see you later. Okay, our roles change. The roles change from me being in the trenches with Paul doing all this stuff to now me and him being more mentors over the phone. Okay? He calls up with questions. It's how to lead his team. It's how to be this person. We're going to continue to mentor him on this, but more over the phone. I'll still be there physically and stuff like that, but where's my focus going to be? My focus is going to be somewhere in his organization. Out of the 10 people we bring in, somebody that I connect with, I'm going to go do the 90-day program with them. Does that make sense? So now he's still got me working in that organization, in his organization, but I'm driving depth in his business, in my business. Now he's got the responsibility to help them and teach them how to recruit. I'll still be there for help, but we're able to move on, right? So the expectations is you got my attention for 90 days. After 90 days, that's it. In the fact of I'm not going to be in the trenches anymore. If you introduce me to 3 distributors in the 90 days, what am I doing?
Working in the trenches.
I'm going to find the next person to drive depth with. You got 90 days with me. My time is valuable, and if I just sit here and I work with Paul for the next 3 years, what am I doing? I'm slowing down my business because I'm not driving depth, and I'm slowing down his business. His expectations might not be working as hard as we talked about. Okay, this is setting proper expectations. Maybe life hits him and he's just like, it's crazy, whatever. That's okay. Because here's the deal. Remember, you guys, most of you guys have heard of Kyle, right? Kyle is my very first distributor. Kyle worked for 3 months, introduced about 3 people in those 3 months. What if I sat with Kyle for the next 5 years? None of you would be here. Or most of you would not be here. It's a very real thing. But after the 2-3 months that Kyle worked, he unplugged, and I took 2 people and built him a Pro 6 business. Okay? If I would have just sat, I would have missed it. Okay? It's my business. So I'm not saying that Paul's...
through the holidays.
I'll share that story. So here's the deal. The bottom line behind this is that if Paul only brings 3 in, that's okay. I'm still going to work with Paul, but our roles are still going to change. He can plug into me while I'm working down in his organization. If he wants to learn from me, he'll plug in with me. That's his choice. I'm not going to leave him high and dry. I'm just going to be working with this person down here, and he's going to come with me and continue how to learn how to recruit. Okay? Does that make sense?
Something that Marcel taught that kind of made sense was that you, as the one that's doing the presentation, you make a connection, you get their phone numbers with the contacts that you do the presentation for, whether it's the distributor that's there, it's their contact, but you still make that connection. Even Everett talked about it, and you just keep driving and keeping that connection so that if something happens to that other distributor, that connection stays and it continues to drive that foundation.
Right. Building relationships is key. So as you drive that depth, you're always building those relationships and building that connection, so you're getting the information as well, right?
So you feel like that's true. That's what we need
Yes.
to do is
Yeah.
as we're doing the presentations, we need to get the contact information.
Yeah, because part of learning how to recruit is what? Following up.
Following up.
Yeah.
So
So you-
I'm going to be a part of that following up with Paul. So I want to teach Paul through what I do. So how do you teach somebody?
You do it.
Do it.
You make them do it.
Yeah, that works well.
Lead by example, right?
Lead by example.
Hey, called them yet?
Lead by example. So what you're going to do is you actually have them walk through the whole process with you. When you learn how to recruit, I can now work with Paul and I can take his people and teach him how to follow up. I can teach him how to talk to him. I can teach him what to say, how to respond. I can teach him all that stuff. He needs to be connected to all that stuff. And so through that, he learns how to recruit. For the first couple, I'll be doing the follow-ups with him. After that, he's starting to learn how to recruit, So he might take his own contacts. I'll still be involved teaching him how to recruit through that process. But we did that, Haley,
Yes.
where you asked me all the invites. What should I say? This is their response. You sent forward messages all to me all the time. How do I respond to this? What do I say? And through that time, your asking started getting less and less because you feel more comfortable with it. And that's the whole goal, is to get to the point where he feels confident on how to recruit. And when he feels confident on how to recruit, he can teach somebody. We leave this phase too early, and then we're dry. We're dead in the water. And the reason why we're dead in the water is because you don't know how to teach somebody unless you know how to do it,
I know.
right?
Yeah.
And so that's what we got to do, is get back to that point. If you don't have 10 recruitments yet in your business, start to focus. Okay? If you're already kind of supporting your team, your percentages should be 90% recruiting and 10% supporting if you're already in that mode. Don't just walk away from your people and say, see you later, right? But the roles need to be, the expectations need to be there. Questions on the phases? Phase 3 is like kind of where I'm at, where I'm teaching the teachers, right? So you got to get through this process, learn how to teach. When you learn how to teach, you can then go to the teachers and teach them what you have learned. Okay? It's a process. This making sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what I'm doing. So I'm going to let you guys know that. My focus is this. I take a new distributor, 90 days. And then I'm moving on to the next distributor. I want to talk about holidays. Okay? This is a conversation, especially for new distributors that haven't been a part of Life Vantage during this time of year. Does this time of year slow down?
No.
Okay, I love that answer. I love it. Okay? I do get response from some people that say, oh, business slows down, holidays, and everybody's busy with their families, and so automatically what do? They let off the pedal a little bit because holidays are here and we give everybody else their excuses so we don't work hard, right? What is this? It's a business. It's a franchise. If you own, I'll use gym because that's my background. If I own a gym and the dead time of year is June and July, when those time comes, do I shut my gym down?
No.
No. Do I tell all my salesmen to say, go home because it's a waste of your time for the next 2 months?
No.
No, what happens? We actually work harder. During those dead times, you work harder. And the reason why you work harder is because you still want to hit your numbers, you still want to get the volume and everything created at the same pace. You don't want to slow your business down, so you have to work harder to get that done. Now here's what happens to that. If June and July are slow, what happens in August and September?
They pick up.
It picks up, and it explodes if you do it correctly. Okay, so let's talk network marketing, why it explodes. If you work hard in December, does it mean you're going to get a ton of results?
No.
Not necessarily.
But they're going to be, when they have time away from their families in January,
Correct.
then you're going to explode with it.
Exactly. So if I called, let's say I called 50 people this month. Out of those 50, 40 of them say, look, Jim, life's crazy right now. It's the holidays. It's insane right now. But I'll listen to what you have. Okay, I'm going to put you on my calendar for January 2nd. Are you good if I call you on January 2nd? Sure. Okay, now I've got 40 follow-ups on January 2nd.
Don't do that.
So the bottom line behind this,
Yourself, Jim.
Might have to give yourself a day off.
the bottom line behind it is that do the work now, will you get results?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, let's use a story for this. Okay, story in my business. So I had a distributor underneath Shelly Eskelson. Her name was Nicole. Nicole has done nothing in the business. And so I get with Nicole and I say, okay, we're going to go work. So I help her. We'll make some phone calls. She lines up 3 appointments. Okay, first appointment, I think they no-showed. I don't know what happened to them. Okay, I can't remember. Second appointment was on December 10th. Leads me to Chanel, who's Stacy's daughter. I come over here on December 10th. Now, if I took the holidays off and I said, I'm not going to work with Nicole right now because it's the holidays, I don't know if I ever would have found Stacy. Because here's the deal. Nicole, even after Stacy came in the business, and Chanel and Siobhan, after they all came in the business, guess what happened to Nicole? She disappeared. She has literally disappeared since. She has a Pro 5 business underneath her, and she has disappeared.
I think she even let her distributorship go.
She doesn't even run an auto shipment.
It's like, I'm like,
She just walked away completely.
You're being dumb.
Okay? Now, if I would have said, you know what, Nicole? I'm good. It's holidays. I'm taking time off. I don't know if I ever would have found Stacy. So the valuable thing is, what if you work hard enough just to find a Stacy in December?
And Shaun was only a Pro 4 at the time.
Right.
And we helped push him to Pro 5 the next month.
Right. So what if I would have slowed my business down? I might not have had the momentum to go do that. And by the way, when I hit Pro 5, it gave me the opportunity to then say, I fire my boss. Okay? So the whole point behind all this is the holidays are a pivotal time and people are still looking. People are still looking for opportunity, even in the holidays. Now, it's going to be a little more scarce because people are going to give you it's the holidays, it's busy. Okay, they're not too busy for a 10-minute call, though. I will say that. Right? So the goal is to push hard through December. Push hard through December. Don't let up in your business. So don't let that be an excuse. It's your business. Don't shut your doors.
Put it on your schedule and schedule it.
The other thing has to be this. Is there an imbalance in this business? There is an imbalance because you're working a full-time job and you have to do this on the side and you got family and you got the holidays and you got everything else. It is an imbalance. But you have to prioritize this. If this is a business and you really want this thing to work, you're going to have to sacrifice a little bit.
And your mail might pile up like this.
That's just you. Whether you have a business or not.
I've always got a
You might
big
have
pile of
6,000
mail
in your
to
mail.
go through.
So that's the holidays, okay? Push through the holidays. Your stories, okay? There's been a lot of conversation lately about how to invite, all that kind of stuff. And the best thing I can ever say is learn how to share your story. Your stories is going to be everything, okay? How you connect with people, how you relate to people. Lana, we were talking about this when I was on the way down here. How you actually ask the questions and relate it to your story, right? Because Kaya, we've talked about this with your story. You will relate with every single woman out there.
Every one of them.
And the reason why is because your story is relatable and that's
Not
what
just
you
because
share.
I'm a woman.
Not just because you're a woman, but the bottom line is that most people are looking for something and they will relate to your story somehow. Okay? So the goal behind this is make sure you have your story and learn how to share it. Practice on people. I don't care if that's part of your invite. Hey, can I practice something on you? Sure. Okay.
I know this isn't for you, but
Just say, hey, can I practice something on you? Sure. I'm going to practice sharing my story. And when you share your story, what are they going to say? What is this thing? What are you doing? Right? They're automatically going to relate. I don't care if you do that. That's fine. Just learn how to practice your story. Practice your story on family, friends, everything else. The reason why you want to practice it is because when you talk about it, it's your story. Just be comfortable with sharing it. If there's one thing that you have to be good at, share your story. Sharing life manager information isn't as important as sharing your story. It's a very real thing. Because people will join you because of your experience, your story, and they relate to that. During your story, you're going to find the pains, you're going to find the needs, the desires, the dreams, the passions that they have in their life. So learn how to share your story. As you share your story, they're going to connect with it. And when they connect with it, their mind opens up to learn more about what you're doing. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. It's that precursor to the information of LifeVantage. You have to share the story the right way. And that's the invite. Share your story as your invite. Ask questions to them that relate to your story. So Kaya, as a single mom, you share your story, but you ask questions as well. So it's all we're doing here. It's the easiest way. It's the most comfortable way. It's not threatening. So that's how we gotta focus. Okay.
your short story, company story, and then how to get paid.
Right. Most importantly, your story. And your story will come up through the company story. So, now, last thing. Is the business easy?
No.
Does it grow as fast as you want it to grow?
No.
Well, the business is easy, but we make it hard.
We do make it hard.
That's
That's very true.
how I feel.
In fact,
It's network.
I said this to somebody. You guys tell me if you guys relate to this. Anybody experience hard work?
Mm-hmm.
Risk?
Mm-hmm.
Late nights?
Mm-hmm.
Struggles? Failures? Persistence? Action? Discipline? Courage? Doubts? Changes? Criticism? Disappointments? Adversity? Rejections? Sacrifices?
Sounds like raising kids.
Okay? Okay? So, is that not what we experience? Okay? Guess what that defines? Success. You have to go through those things in order to create the success. You have to. It is a force of nature that you have to go through it. You talk to any entrepreneur, they did not get there without going through those things. You have to. It's inevitable. You have to go through it. And if you don't go through it, you'll never get where you want. Because in order to, what happens when you go through those things? You grow. You become a better person. You develop. And you can't have a successful entrepreneur without development and growth. Because if we're not a successful entrepreneur and we're not developing and growing, we're just staying stagnant, which, sad to say, is corporate America. Okay? That's exactly what corporate America is. Corporate America is being more stagnant. You just kind of go through the routine. It's going through the motions. That's all it is. And so that's why those things are so necessary.
And I think you said modifying your dreams.
You have two choices. Some of you heard me say this at Premier School or Life Management Academy. You have to modify your dreams or you have to magnify your efforts. You have to choose one. You have the choice of modifying your dreams or magnifying your efforts. If you modify your dreams, it's your choice. Unfortunately, when we get a job, that's usually what we do. You have your dreams, but you put those on the burner because I got to pay the bills, I got to survive, I got to do what's necessary, all that kind of stuff. That's modifying your dreams because your dreams are over here, but you're going nowhere near your dreams. Okay? Or you can magnify your efforts and do what's needed. Do what you should, do what you want to create something, to magnify your efforts to create your dreams. So, sorry, I can't ever hold still with a marker right here. So, what I mean by all this is that you're going to go through the struggles. You have to. And so some people, they usually burn out and they stop because when they hit those struggles, they stop. Right? It's natural. When it hurts, it's easier to back off than it is to move forward. Okay? So when it hurts, what's the most valuable thing you can do when it hurts? Push through it. Push through it. Because when you get on the other side of it, you're so much stronger. You're so much better. You're a better leader. You're a better person. And then it goes into your personal life. You're a better spouse. You're a better parent. All that kind of stuff. That's just the way it goes. It's a natural process. When you become better as an entrepreneur, it makes you a better person. So it's all about pushing through those hard times. It's all about pushing through those struggles and those pains because you're just going to get better.
You learn to take your obstacles and turn them into stepping stones.
Right.
To get over the wall.
Okay. It's a little over an hour, so I don't want to take you guys evening all night long. But I do want to say this. I want to turn the time over to you guys, for you guys to kind of share what you want, ask questions, participate. Because here's the deal. This is part of why I want to do this as well. I want you guys to understand something. Just because I'm a Pro 7, just because I'm in front of the room most of the time, does not make me say this is my business. Okay? This is all of our businesses. You guys are leaders. You guys are business owners. I am not your boss. And sometimes what comes across is that what happens is business because I am the Pro 7, everybody waits on me. Everybody waits for Shaun to say what to do next. The next program, the next thing, the next how to do this or whatever. Okay?
So how do you?
What I want to do is I actually want to stop that. Okay? I don't want a hierarchy. I don't want this thing of Shaun's the Pro 7, so what he says goes. I don't want that. What I want is I want the ability for you guys to share what you want to share. I want you guys to take control. I don't care if your rank is lower than somebody else's. I don't care. It's your guys' business. And I want you guys to do what the most valuable thing you could ever do is take control of your business. Take ownership and treat this as your own. It's your own franchise. I don't care if it's $300 or $2 million investment. It's your own business. And once you decide to treat it that way, it will pay you that way. If you think your own business is... Now this business system is built to be built part-time. It's supposed to. But it comes down to what's your part-time. What's your expectations, and what do you want out of this thing, and how hard are you willing to work? If it's 1 day a week, you're going to grow at 1 day a week speed. Right? If you want the growth and you want to push this thing, the little nooks and crannies, you put that time into your calendar and you make this thing work. And I promise you it will grow really fast. Take ownership of your business. Don't wait for me to tell you what to do. That's why I said this is what I'm doing. The 90-day push, the 90-day expectations, that's what I'm doing. That's up to you guys for you to decide how you want to build your business. I will give you my ideas of what I'm doing. You guys take it or leave it. That's the whole point of this thing. I want you guys taking control. I want you guys to step up and be able to, man, we do the Saturday morning call. I want you guys stepping up and saying, I want to do it. It's your guys' call. The reason why I'm in the platform I am today, and I will tell you this, and you can ask Trent this, the reason why I am where I am today is because I told Trent I want to do those calls. I want to be the guy presenting. I tell everybody this, I kick Trent out of my business so that I can be that guy. I wanted control. I wanted to build my business. I didn't want to lean on Trent. So Trent's always been there. Me and him talk every single day on the phone. My wife calls him my second wife because we're always on the phone. But the reason why I say that is because he's still there, but he's not there. Right? I don't need him here to build my business. And I'll be honest, part of Trent's business, when he moved from northern Utah to St. George, part of his business shut down. The reason why is because they were leaning on him.
Too dependent.
Yeah.
So I don't want
That's
that.
why they call it independent distributors.
What? It's not dependent.
Or codependent?
Right.
I think that's what it's more like.
I just depend on you because I love you. I don't.
So here's the deal. What I want you guys to understand is I want you guys to take full control. But understand where you are. Figure out where you are in the business and let's go with it. If you feel like you're in phase 1, let's go. If you feel like you're ready for phase 2, let's go. It's not my role to sit there and say, you're in phase 2, now go. Now, I will say this, there will be a point in time where I take Paul and we've got the 10 enrollments and he's like, and I'm going to give him that little kick out of the nest to say, it's time. We use the phrase pass the baton. We don't pass the baton, we wait for them to take it from us, right? I'm going to encourage him to take it. I'm going to kick him out of the nest and kind of encourage him to take it from me. Because I feel he's ready and sometimes we need that. Sometimes we need that validation of, you are ready, right? So we just don't want to do that too early. So the reason why I bring this up is because I want you guys to take control. I want you guys to take control of the business, do your own meetings, in the fact of if you feel you're ready for that, set it up, do it. Don't wait for me, right? So.
Yeah, just don't tell the library you got product.
Your fault. You gotta be at a house for it. So here's the last thing is I do want to start doing a lot more group meetings. Okay, I believe group meetings are very valuable. I think there's a lot of validation, what is it valuable to see a lot of other people doing this crazy thing?
I think.
Yeah. So it's good to see other people. It's good to feel the community, the excitement, the energy in the room, that kind of stuff. And so I want to do more group meetings. So for right now, probably what I'm looking at doing is I'm probably going to look at doing one in northern Utah and one in Salt Lake area. So one up here in the Clinton to Farmington area and one in Salt Lake each week right now. Start at 2 a week and see how we can fill up the rooms. Here's the deal. I'm not going to take control of that. Okay? If we want to build, you guys will let me know where you guys want to do it. If you want full control, and here's what I'll say. Do it with each other. I don't care if you're crossline or whatever. Work with each other. So down in Salt Lake, find the people down in Salt Lake. If you guys got, you got Laurie, right? You guys don't live, well, do you realize that Seth he lives literally down the street from you?
I know he works up the street.
Yeah, he lives literally down, what is that street that goes down to 1300?
My 17.
He lives literally
He lives,
down
like,
on
on that
he
corner.
lives on 1300 on that corner when you turn up left to go to your house. So, people all live in the same general area. The goal is I want everybody working and saying, okay, we're going to work together. If you have to get each other's numbers, say, let's do a meeting. Which house do we want to do it at? I don't care. We'll promote it. But let's promote it ahead of time because I'm horrible at that, by the way, if you haven't noticed. So let's promote ahead of time so we have a week in advance notice or whatever we need to have. And up north, you guys can split it up. We're between Clinton here. It doesn't matter. I don't care. We'll just promote it. So I want you guys to take the opportunity to be the host, have your meeting, that kind of stuff. I don't care, Kai, if you say I want to do it, but let's do it in Farmington. But you're the host. Let's do it. Take the opportunities. If you guys want to do the Saturday morning calls, do it. Please call us up because you guys hear our voices. I was talking to Clint about this. One of the biggest struggles that I have here in Utah is you guys are very comfortable with me. Somebody like Clint shows up, or somebody like Tony shows up. they're not here very often. And so it's like, yeah, I want to hear Tony. And so there's a lot of excitement. You guys hear me a lot. And so you guys are just used to me. And that's okay. I'm good with that. You're comfortable. That's good. The problem with that is that you guys hear my voice all the time. And so when we do a Saturday morning call, it's the same thing. You guys have heard it over and over and over. So we want different voices. I've heard it said many times. There was a call we did like 3 weeks ago with different people. It wasn't even me and Trent. And it was a great call. Everybody, I got more feedback on that call than I'd gotten on mine recently and Trent's recently. The reason why is because it was different people.
That was awesome.
So we want new people to do that. We want you guys to step up and get uncomfortable. Look for opportunities to get uncomfortable. Because your business will grow. Landon, did you have a question?
Well, I was just gonna throw something onto what you were saying about the promoting for these meetings that you want to start doing more of. You guys got to remember that the only way this is gonna work, and Shaun throwing it out there, is if you guys consistently keep promoting. It's just like with Facebook. People seem to think that if you do a couple posts here and there for a month or two, that's gonna change your life and your business. You got to do it for a year straight before you're gonna see a change. It's that much consistency. I even fell off in my consistency, and I'm mad at myself because I was starting to increase my business 10 to 20% a month from that. I already saw it starting to work. So if these meetings are going to work, because eventually I'm going to be doing them too, we all need to promote consistently every single week. Because if we don't, it's never going to grow.
Yeah.
That's why it's staying stagnant, is nobody stays consistent. You get going on it, you get excited, the energy goes. So I think we should also have a meeting to rejuice like what you just did today. We need rejuicers for that motivation so we can keep that consistency.